Robert Staehle, alors vous, vous êtes connu pour être le responsable de l'exploration de Pluton. Les résultats sont tombés l'an dernier et ce sont des résultats inédits. Expliquez-nous en quoi consiste l'exploration de Pluton.
The most exciting part of the exploration of Pluto has been how surprised we have been with the diversity of this.
Oui, on a été extrêmement surpris par la diversité des résultats.
Everywhere on the planet we're connected to space, and Reunion in its way shows, if you look in the upper elevations on La Fournaise, it looks a lot like Mars or places on the moon, and maybe a good place to practice some of the activities that people would like to do there. It's just a lot less expensive to do it here, so that when you get ready for the real mission, you know much better what you're doing. There'll be plenty of surprises after all that, but so the other thing about Reunion is that it's isolated. It's away from other large land areas. So at JPL, we've been very interested in the fact that right now there aren't typically spacecraft tracking assets in the middle of the Indian Ocean. But a favorite topic of mine is interplanetary CubeSats. These are very small spacecraft. We intend to launch a number of them. We are working on 4 different interplanetary CubeSat projects at JPL right now. And with our Deep Space Net, where we have stations in California and Australia and in Spain, those stations are already pretty fully booked for the missions that NASA and ESA and the Japanese Space Agency and a few others are flying, where there are cooperative agreements where NASA tracks other countries' spacecraft and sometimes ESA tracks NASA spacecraft. But when we start flying interplanetary CubeSats, there will be many more all at once. So on NASA's Earth Moon 1 mission planned for launch in 2019, the plan is to deploy a dozen CubeSats from that mission. Some of them to the moon, at least one to an asteroid, at least one to deep space. And where are we going to get the equipment to track all of these different ones, in addition to all the spacecraft that are already up there? Well, I've pointed out to a number of people that Reunion would be an ideal location for some of those new tracking assets.
We still have plans to have microwaves for the wireless power transfer. Because of the mountains, the village has only about 4 hours of sunlight. We made a university prototype, but we haven't found yet a business to pick up the tab. And we are in what we call the Death Valley between the university demonstration and industrial demonstration.
Can any of you tell me how many wildland fires there are on French territory in a year? This is, forest fires. In the United States, which of course is a bigger country geographically, we have a few thousand wildland fires every year. A few dozen of those fires, typically somewhere between 10 and 30, become quite large. And some of that cost could be reduced if we detected each of the fires early.
Une des choses les plus importantes qu'il y a dans le fonctionnement, c'est ce qu'il y a sous la boîte à la matière grise. Alors pour travailler ça, c'est tout ce qu'on fait là, tout ce qu'on dit, c'est le soir, avant de vous endormir, de prendre le temps dans le calme de réfléchir, de fermer les yeux et puis de dire qu'est-ce que je pourrais faire moi. Tous ceux qui ont levé la main pour dire j'aimerais aller sur Mars, essayez d'imaginer quelles sont les étapes de votre vie des prochaines années qui pourraient vous amener en 2030 à faire partie d'un équipage martien. Donc, et puis vous vous endormez là-dessus en réfléchissant à ces choses-là. C'est quelque chose de très puissant comme méthode de travail.
Imagination.
Ouais.
2 centuries ago, going far was going west. 1 century ago, going far was going to Antarctica. And today, going far is just exploring the solar system. And here are the people who are going to do it.
So we may send, NASA and ESA may send the first people to Mars in the 2030s.
Donc
Any of you could be along, could be part of the crew. The first was working really hard. The second thing was that I kept an open mind. This is very hard to do. And the third thing for me, and I've seen this in so many other people and so many other projects, is, we call it in English, I don't know how you say in French, seize the opportunity.